At the southern tip of Southeast Asia sits a city that defies logic, a city with almost no natural resources, no oil, no gold, no vast farmland, not even enough land to grow most of its own food. And yet today, that city is one of the richest places on earth. Welcome to Singapore, a city where glass skyscrapers rise above tropical waters, where billion-dollar companies operate beside some of the cleanest streets in the world, where luxury penthouses overlook one of the busiest ports in global trade. But Singapore was not always like this. Just a few decades ago, this same city struggled with poverty, unemployment, and uncertainty about its survival. Many experts believed it would fail. They believed this small island nation could never compete with larger countries. But today, Singapore has become one of the most powerful financial hubs on the planet. The city attracts global investors, multinational corporations, and some of the wealthiest individuals in the world. Its economy is among the strongest anywhere. Its infrastructure is among the most advanced, and its citizens enjoy one of the highest standards of living in Asia. So, how did this tiny island become one of the richest cities on Earth? What hidden strategies built Singapore's economic power? Why are billionaires, entrepreneurs, and corporations moving their money here? And, more importantly, what opportunities exist inside this remarkable city today? In this documentary, we explore the rise of Singapore from a struggling port to a global economic powerhouse. Long before skyscrapers dominated its skyline, Singapore was little more than a quiet trading port. The island's strategic location made it important for maritime trade. Ships traveling between the Indian Ocean and the South China Sea passed through this narrow corridor. Recognizing this opportunity, the British established Singapore as a trading post in 1819. For more than a century, it served as an important commercial hub under British rule. But despite its role in trade, Singapore remained relatively poor. Its economy depended heavily on shipping and commerce. After World War II, the region entered a period of political change. By the 1960s, Singapore faced a difficult future. The island gained independence in 1965, but independence did not immediately bring prosperity. Instead, it brought uncertainty. At the time, Singapore had very high unemployment, limited natural resources, a small domestic market, and growing social tensions. Many people doubted the country's ability to survive economically. Yet Singapore's leaders believed something different. They believed the country could transform itself through discipline, education, and strategic planning. Instead of relying on natural resources, they decided to build something far more powerful: a knowledge-based economy. Singapore's economic transformation did not happen by accident. It was the result of careful long-term planning. The government focused on three major priorities. First, attracting international business. Singapore opened its economy to foreign companies. It created policies that made it easy for multinational corporations to invest and operate. Taxes were competitive, regulations were efficient, and corruption was aggressively controlled. This created trust. Companies from around the world began choosing Singapore as their Asian headquarters. Second, investing heavily in education. Singapore focused on building one of the best education systems in the world. The goal was simple: produce a highly skilled workforce capable of competing globally. Students were trained in engineering, finance, science, and technology. This created a talent pool that international companies wanted. Third, building world-class infrastructure, ports, airports, road networks, Public transportation. The government invested billions in making Singapore one of the most efficient cities on earth. These three pillars became the foundation of the country's success. And within just a few decades, the results were astonishing. Today, Singapore is one of the busiest trade centres on the planet. Its port is among the largest and most advanced anywhere in the world. Every day, thousands of cargo ships pass through its waters. These ships transport goods between Asia, Europe, Africa, and the Americas. Electronics, oil, machinery, food products, raw materials. Much of the global economy moves through Singapore. The city's location gives it a powerful advantage. It sits directly on one of the most important shipping routes in international trade. This makes it a critical gateway between East and West. Because of this, Singapore has built an enormous logistics and shipping industry. Companies that rely on global trade, from shipping firms to supply chain giants, operate major offices here. This trade activity generates billions of dollars in economic value every year, and it strengthens Singapore's position as one of the most important economic crossroads in the world. Trade helped build Singapore's economy, but finance helped multiply its wealth. Today, Singapore is one of the largest financial centres on earth. Banks from all over the world operate in the city. Investment firms manage trillions of dollars from offices in its financial district. Global corporations list their shares on Singapore's stock exchange. The city has become a safe place for international capital. Wealthy individuals from across Asia, Europe, and the Middle East often move their money into Singapore. They trust its legal system, they trust its banking regulations, and they trust its political stability. Because of this reputation, Singapore has become a major destination for private wealth management, family offices, investment funds, private banks. All operate here to manage the assets of wealthy clients. This massive financial activity contributes significantly to the country's economic strength, and it explains why Singapore consistently ranks among the richest cities in the world. Singapore's success is also driven by its reputation as one of the easiest places in the world to do business. Starting a company here is remarkably efficient. Business regulations are transparent. Corporate taxes are relatively low compared to many other developed economies, and the government actively supports entrepreneurship. Technology companies, startups, and multinational firms all see Singapore as an ideal base for expanding into Asia. Major global companies have regional headquarters here. From finance to biotechnology to technology startups, Singapore has built a diverse economy. Innovation hubs and research centres are also growing rapidly. The government continues investing in industries like artificial intelligence, biotechnology, and green energy. These investments ensure Singapore remains competitive in the future. Wealth in Singapore is visible everywhere. Luxury apartments overlook the marina. Designer boutiques line the streets of Orchard Road. Supercars move through some of the cleanest roads in Asia. The city has also developed a strong reputation for safety and quality of life. Crime rates are extremely low. Public transportation is efficient. Healthcare and education are among the best in the region. These factors attract wealthy individuals and professionals from around the world. Singapore has become a magnet for global talent. And with this influx of wealth and talent, the luxury lifestyle industry has expanded dramatically. High-end restaurants, luxury hotels, exclusive private clubs, all contribute to the city's reputation as one of Asia's most prestigious destinations. Despite its high cost of living, Singapore continues to offer powerful opportunities. Professionals in finance, technology, logistics, and international trade often find high-paying careers here. Entrepreneurs benefit from a stable business environment and access to global markets. Investors see Singapore as a secure place to manage wealth and expand business operations. Its strategic location also makes it a gateway to Southeast Asia, one of the fastest growing regions in the world. For many companies, establishing a presence in Singapore means gaining access to hundreds of millions of potential customers across Asia. This combination of stability, opportunity, and global connectivity makes Singapore uniquely attractive. Singapore's rise is one of the most remarkable economic success stories in modern history. In just a few decades, a small island with limited resources transformed itself into a global powerhouse. Through strategic planning, investment in education, and a relentless focus on efficiency, Singapore built an economy that rivals much larger nations. Today, the city continues to evolve. New industries are emerging. Technology and innovation are shaping its future, and its role in global finance and trade remains stronger than ever. For investors, entrepreneurs, and professionals around the world, Singapore represents something rare, a place where opportunity meets stability, a city built not on natural resources, but on vision, discipline, and ambition. And that is why Singapore remains one of the richest cities in the world.